welcome to a brand new episode of Night of Wrestling. It is actually the afternoon as we're recording this. I am Robbie Diltz, and my two hosts as well. We have Dylan and Paul.
What is up?
And today we are doing something a little different because
Google sucks.
Yeah, because Google sucks. Google Hangouts is no more, so we're doing a Skype video call, which is kind of interesting. I mean, for me, obviously, my screen is the top right-hand corner, but I mean, I don't know if that'll play a factor in the actual outcome of the video, but I don't think it will. Anyways, purpose of today's video is NXT TakeOver Toronto predictions as well as SummerSlam predictions. But before that, I think we need to take 10 seconds of our time to take a moment of silence for Harley Race, who passed away last week at the age of 76. So we will do that now. All right. So Harley Race definitely was a true legend in the business, a true mentor for most people, and there's a lot that we could say about him. Definitely a true classy guy for sure. I liked one of his sayings, and Trish Stratus actually brought it up yesterday on SmackDown, which I thought was pretty neat, and I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like somewhere along the lines of the best place to be is underneath the lights or something like that, like the bright lights. So really like that saying. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to the first set of predictions we're going to make is NXT TakeOver Toronto, and there are 5 matches announced for the card.
As per usual.
Yeah, pretty much. I think obviously we'll do the same road of bottom to top, and based off of obviously Wikipedia. The first match we'll talk about is Candice LeRae and Io Shirai. So this feud is quite interesting, how it all started out and everything. I don't know who I might go with in this match. You know what? We'll start with you, Paul. What's your prediction?
So there are going to be 3 people on this card that the Toronto crowd are going to be very receptive to. The first one is going to be Candice LeRae. Not as much as the other 2, and I'll get into them as they come up. But Candice LeRae is going to be very widely received by the Toronto crowd, I think. In terms of this match with Io Shirai, you know what? Let's just say that Candice LeRae is going to smash through the competition and take this contest.
Okay, Dylan, what do you think?
I'm going to say Candice LeRae, just for the heck of it. Even though I know Io Shirai just turned heel and should get that heel momentum, but Candice LeRae will win this match.
Okay. I'm actually going to go with Paul on this one and go Io Shirai, just for the sake of Dylan mentioning.
He said
I said Candice LeRae.
She's going to smash through this competition.
Oh.
Yeah.
Clearly shows I wasn't listening.
Instant heat, yeah.
I'll just blame the fact that it's 11:16 in the morning as we're recording this, so I'm not.
I was going to call out on you saying, "Oh, we're filming this in the afternoon," and I look at my clock. It's 11, so it's still the morning.
And you're like, I want to record right now. I'm like, okay, I just wanted to know what time, but if we're doing this now, we're doing this now. So you have no one to blame but yourself on this one, Robbie.
Anyways, fine. I will be the odd one out and go with Io Shirai. Basically off of the fact, like Dylan said, getting that heel momentum going. Yeah, that's my reasoning for Io Shirai picking up the win. Next match we'll talk about Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim for the NXT Women's Championship. I could go either way with this one, but I think logically, I think Shayna Baszler has this one. Dylan, what do you think?
I'm going to say Mia Yim. Just because Shayna Baszler's had that belt since Evolution, I think. And this title reign actually has been longer than her first one. So I think it's time, you know what? SummerSlam is approaching. I could see her getting called up possibly either this Monday or Tuesday. So I say, you know what? Drop the belt to Mia Yim. She may be the most likely person in NXT right now in the women's division, besides Io, who could have taken it, to actually realistically take the belt off of Shayna. So I'm going to say Mia Yim.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Shayna Baszler get called up. But Paul, what do you think?
I think there will be a call-up or two after this show. I don't think it's going to be Shayna Baszler. I think she's going to retain.
Okay. Good stuff. Next match we'll talk about, the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. We have the current champion, Velvet Dream, defending against Roderick Strong and Dunn. Paul, will get your input on this match first.
So you know how I said there's going to be a few people that the Toronto crowd are going to be really receptive to?
Yeah.
One of them is Pete Dunne. You know how I said that there are going to be a couple of call-ups after this show? I think Velveteen Dream is going to be one of them.
Oh, I hope so.
I think it's Dylan. Already think I know where he thinks I'm going with this. I am totally going to drop the second pun. It is Pete Dunne's destiny to be the new North American champion.
His Ontario indie puns.
Hey, I got to drop them when they're available. It's a very important weekend in Ontario wrestling. So you know what? I'm taking it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that afterwards. But you know what? For me, this whole event screams Undisputed Era. But to be honest, I don't know if we'll see Roderick Strong win the North American Championship, but I would like that to happen because why not see Undisputed Era dripped in gold in 2019 as they had said they were going to do? Yeah, the only logical way that could happen is if Roderick Strong won. So, I'll take a risk here. I'll say that if anyone is winning this matchup, if anyone is becoming a new champion, I mean, I would love to see Pete Dunne win it as well, but I'm going to go with Roderick Strong. That's just me. Dylan, what do you think?
I am definitely going to say Roderick Strong is going to win this match. I also feel that's a reason why they made this match a triple threat match, because I think Pete Dunne will be the guy who takes the pin so that Velveteen is a little protected. Because realistically, why else would you make it a triple threat? Except maybe, you know what, it could have drawn the Toronto crowd with all three of these superstars. So Roderick Strong, new North American champion.
Next match, Tag Team Championship match. We have the Street Profits defending against Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish from the Undisputed Era. This is another great match. Street Profits just won the titles recently, but again, if the Undisputed Era wants to be dripped in gold in 2019, they're going to have to win this match. I'm going to say Undisputed Era with this match also because recently we've been seeing Dawkins and Ford on Monday Night Raw for the past couple of weeks. So I feel like that's kind of hinting at them being on the main roster. So I'm going to say Undisputed Era. Dylan, what do you think?
I also have to say Undisputed Era for basically the exact same point that you just pointed out. Street Profits have been on Raw, so I feel like they're like, even though they're kind of called up right now, they'll get like that official call up, kind of like how they did with like Ricochet and Aleister Black. They weren't officially called up, but they'll do their last couple of NXT tapings, Street Profits, and then they'll be finished with them, and then official call up.
Yeah. Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go against the Undisputed Era on this one. if Street Profits somehow retain, they'll lose them like instantly following at like the next taping or something. But I don't see that happening, so I'm gonna go with the Undisputed Era on this one.
All right, we're all going with the same team on this. I like it. All right, the final match is the 2 out of 3 falls, or basically 3 stages of hell match for the NXT Championship. Adam Cole defends against Johnny Gargano. So, actually, let me see here. I believe the one fall is a singles match, and the other fall is a street fight. So, the street fight was chosen by Johnny Gargano, and the normal match, or singles match, was chosen by Adam Cole. If there is a third fall, which obviously...
there probably will be, let's be real.
There 100% will be a third fall, because when has there been 2 straight falls?
William Regal will then decide the final stipulation, which... I don't know. SummerSlam Steel Cage, possibly... I don't know.
It's got to be something big. Like, you guys, singles match.
It'll be like
first fall. They'll probably start off with the normal singles match. Then
it'll be normal street fight.
And then and then it's always ends with something like a big match, like whether it's usually at this point it would either be a steel cage or a ladder match is the logical sense.
I couldn't see it being a ladder match just because like they would have to stop everything, bring down the hook, put the title on there. Unless William Regal comes out before the match and says, "Hey, if this goes to a third fall, it's a ladder match." And then they just put it on the hook right then.
That's true.
But I don't see it being a ladder match. Third match could be anything, really. Just for a prediction on that, because why not? It's not the first time we've done anything like this. I'll say it's like a last man standing match.
Okay. I was thinking maybe something simplistic like a tables match, but I mean that would be.
That's kind of taking a step back, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tables match. Usually, whenever it's always the number 2 match. It's never a third fall.
That's. Yeah, I don't know. My likely guess is the steel cage match.
So, I guess I'll start the predictions for this one because no one seems to want to. So
go ahead.
there's like I said, there are 3 people that they're going to be very receptive to. Near the end of his indie run, Johnny Gargano was a very prominent member of the Smash Wrestling roster. I think he's their longest reigning champion, or he's up there at the very least. If anyone was there or was watching the first TakeOver Toronto, there was a great deal of respect for him when he and Tommaso Ciampa won the tag team titles in a 2 out of 3 falls match. So, talk about going full circle there. Whenever the first time that NXT was in St. Catharines, he got one of the biggest chants out of all of them. We've got to remember Ty Dillinger was there. He has given so much to the country of Canada, or especially the Ontario area. He has done so much for the city of Toronto and building up the independent scene there. I can't think of a better place for him to finish up his NXT run. So it will be 2-1, because obviously. I can't think of a better place for Johnny Gargano to say goodbye to NXT and finally make the move to the main roster. Adam Cole will retain his championship. And Johnny Gargano will be there maybe Tuesday on SmackDown, but probably Monday on Raw.
Dylan, what do you think?
Adam Cole retains, and just like I said, I'm pretty sure the last time we discussed about NXT, I've been calling it, at TakeOver Toronto, the show will end with all 4 members of Undisputed Era holding every single NXT championship.
Yep, I agree with that too.
And the fans won't be disappointed because it's Toronto.
Well, besides a certain someone that we won't probably, but I mean, like, he can go and anyways. Yeah, no, Adam Cole retains. Yeah, I think that this is definitely Johnny's last match with NXT. I think they'll probably put him on SmackDown just because 205 as well. But,
yeah, they got to start building up SmackDown for Fox. Like, we're getting into the thick of it now. So I think it'll probably be SmackDown, but yeah, they need to start building that up so that they're ready for when the jump happens in October.
Yeah. All right. So NXT TakeOver predictions now done. We move on to SummerSlam predictions. 10 matches on the card. Obviously, we'll have some pre-show matches. I don't know. All these matches seem to be, well...
We know what match is going to be on the pre-show.
Oh, yeah.
The pre-show starts at 5. The main show starts at 7. We know.
We definitely know the... it's not like the Cruiserweight...
Yeah, true. Isn't it? Yeah, it'll be 5 o'clock at the pre-shows. Because it's a Big 4 event, so it'll be 5 to 7, and then it's 7 to... It'll probably be like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
It won't be 4 hours. Not with this card. They'll probably have 2 matches, unless they have all the matches run long.
Yeah.
But I don't see it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and predict right away the Cruiserweight Championship match between Drew Gulak and Oney Lorcan is on the pre-show. And I'm just going to say that Drew Gulak retains. I'm jumping right into it. Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, this one seems too simple. Drew Gulak retains. Copy pass doesn't work.
I don't see Oney Lorcan as a very believable babyface in the 205 division to take the Cruiserweight title off of Drew Gulak, and especially at a SummerSlam. So, yeah, Drew Gulak retains.
All right. Again, going bottom to top based off of Wikipedia. So we'll talk about Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair. We have the 7-time women's champion going up against basically a 9-time women's champion. Correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, but Dylan, we'll start with you on this one.
All right, so we got Toronto's own Trish Stratus, so she'll get a big pop. And then we got Charlotte Flair. They're obviously advertising it, one more match for Trish Stratus. I feel like Trish Stratus has really nothing to gain and nothing to lose, to be honest. So I'm actually going to say that, that Charlotte Flair will actually win this match.
Paul?
Get these ready. Because I'm not really excited for this match. I'm really not. I would have rather seen Trish versus pretty much anyone else if this is her last ride, and it probably will be. We know Charlotte's probably going to take it, but because I can't bring myself to actually predict that and admit that, I'm going to be the definite odd man out and say somehow, some way, Trish pulls this one out.
Okay. Yeah, I think that if this is definitely Trish's last match, I think that based off of what we already know, she's going to go out looking up at the lights. So, Charlotte Flair is my prediction as well.
Yeah.
Another match that people probably weren't looking forward to. I know, obviously, a certain person who, again, will remain anonymous, isn't looking forward to this particular person, that being Goldberg, and he is going against Dolph Ziggler.
I wouldn't say I'm not looking forward to this match. I just think it's weird. I don't think people aren't looking forward to this match. I think people are just kind of like, what? Really? This is what you're booking for SummerSlam? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could have been Miz or even Shawn Michaels at this point, but I mean,
It's just an interesting match.
yeah.
It's nothing against anyone in that match. It's just strange.
What's your prediction, Paul?
I mean, it's Goldberg. You know, like I like Dolph Ziggler. I've said for the last 10 years, Dolph Ziggler has been perhaps the most consistent performer in WWE. But you know, it's Goldberg. We know he'll win.
Yeah, I'd say so too, especially after the whole debacle of him and Taker.
Yeah, they're gonna want to like redeem him or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll predict Goldberg as well. Dylan, what do you think?
I don't really have to discuss anything. I think it's very obvious that this match is only going to go 3 to 5 minutes, and Goldberg is going to go on top with a spear and a jackhammer. So
yeah. That said, we're hoping we're wrong, because Dolph Ziggler, I would really like to see him come out on top, and who knows after that, but still.
Yeah. All right. AJ Styles defends his United States Championship against Ricochet. Ricochet has been dealing with the OC as of late, and I'm glad they're back together, first of all. Let me just say that. So, we've seen this feud going on for the last little bit now. Honestly, I like what this has led up to, and I'm going to say that AJ Styles retains. I mean, you know, kind of the leader of the OC, so to speak. And besides, all three of them have championships. So, I mean, like, AJ Styles is going to obviously retain. I mean, Gallus and Anderson at this point aren't even defending their titles. So, I mean, it's likely that they may have a match, but I don't know. I'm going to say AJ retains against Ricochet. Dylan, what do you think?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I'm very undecided right now. Like, I would like to say that AJ's. I feel like risk prediction, Ricochet by DQ.
Ooh, okay. So
I'm sure the club will get involved somehow.
Yeah. I mean, therefore, technically, AJ but Paul, what do you think?
Well, one, this better be one of the matches of the weekend. Like, it's better be one of the top matches of the weekend, regardless of how it goes, because we know what both of these guys can do. Have they ever been in a match together? I can't remember. I don't think so.
They wrestled at Extreme Rules.
Did they? Okay, so
yeah, that's how AJ won the belt from Ricochet.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. He was U.S. champ, wasn't he?
Yeah, Ricochet.
Okay. So yeah, we know what these guys can do, but I think AJ will retain as well.
Yeah. The next match we will move on to talking about is the match between Finn Balor and the debut of the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Really looking forward to this match for sure. It's been rumored that Finn Balor is going to take some time off of the WWE. I'll make my prediction in a little bit. Paul, what's your prediction?
After all the hype surrounding Bray Wyatt and everything that he has done from the very first Firefly Funhouse until now, it would be very hard to bring it back if he were to come up short this weekend. So I'm going to say Bray Wyatt takes it tonight. Or not tonight. You know what I mean.
At SummerSlam. Yeah, I know what you mean. Dylan, what do you think?
Bray Wyatt will definitely win. I still kind of wish it was Demon versus Fiend, but I think I wish this was going to be a long match, but I don't think it's going to be a long match. I think it won't be like a very long match, but it won't be a squash match. I'll say about 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, I'd give
that will last.
At least 5 to 8, maybe even possibly 10. I don't know. But yeah, I think the Fiend will take this win, and I'm excited to see what more comes from Bray Wyatt. And like Paul said, the very beginning of the Firefly Funhouse segments to now, attacking different members of the WWE roster, or even alumni for that matter. I don't know. It's been great to watch, that's for sure. I've been very intrigued, and like I said, the next match we'll talk about is the best in the world. I'm not gonna pull
Shane McMahon. Here comes the money. Okay, anyways, I just wanted to do that.
Yeah, I'm not. Yes, Shane McMahon.
Oh, Paul looks like he's ready to just instant heat.
Yeah, basically.
Nah, I'm good. No instant heat this time. We pulled that out. We pulled that out enough.
So Shane McMahon, he's up against Kevin Owens. If Kevin Owens loses, he'll be forced to quit the WWE. This past week on SmackDown, or yesterday, as we're filming today. So yesterday, Kevin Owens tried to get Shane McMahon to put his wrestling career up on the line as well. But, I mean, Shane McMahon being exactly that, a McMahon, he was just all like, I'm just going to say no. So basically, it's just the stipulation is obviously Kevin Owens loses, he is gone from the WWE. But I strongly think that Kevin Owens is going to win this match and not leave the WWE, because then, WWE loses a fantastic guy on the mic. So my prediction, Kevin Owens wins and beats the best in the world at SummerSlam. So anyways, Kevin Owens wins at SummerSlam, beats the best in the world. And I was going to go to Dylan next with his prediction. So,
for the longest while, I was thinking Shane McMahon, because you could make interesting storylines with someone who has quit. They can still just enter the arena. We've seen it before. Just enter the arena, not contracted, and be a part of the show still. But I have a feeling, you know what? Kevin Owens is going to win. You need at least one or two Canadians possibly this weekend to get a huge win. So Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Kevin Owens. It's, unless he also needed time to rest some nagging injury, but he only just came back not long ago. So I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon unless something happened that we don't know about. But as things currently stand, Kevin Owens will take this match.
Okay. We have a few more matches to talk about. We'll get right into this next one. It is for the WWE Championship, and it is between the current champion Kofi Kingston and the challenger Randy Orton. This seems to be a little bit of a no-brainer, so to speak. Dylan's already grinning like, man, I know who I'm predicting in this matchup. I've been saying it for a little while that this matchup was going to happen at SummerSlam. Dylan, go ahead.
I was about to say, you took the words out of my mouth. I called it at WrestleMania. well, not at WrestleMania specifically. I wasn't there. And like, all right, let me tell you this, guys. When we did the WrestleMania predictions, I did say that if Kofi Kingston won the belt, that Randy Orton would challenge him at SummerSlam. And I guess that actually is happening. So, and I'm going to say that Randy Orton is going to win the title. I think Kofi's reign, it was a good reign. I feel like if it's going past SummerSlam, it'll be a little stretched out and not interesting. So Randy Orton will take the belt, in which I think he will hold that belt possibly till Mania. And he'll drop it to potentially whoever wins the Royal Rumble. Or an up-and-coming star. That's what I think. But yes, Randy Orton becomes the new WWE champion.
Well, Dylan, I think that prediction is stupid. I think Kofi Kingston will hold on to this title for a little while longer. I think this story is finally coming full circle. I think Kofi Kingston retains, but I don't think he'll hold on to it for too much longer.
Yeah.
Look at me with all these callbacks and puns this episode. I love it.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Dylan on this one. I'm saying Randy Orton wins it, takes the belt, holds on to it till Mania. I like that. I'm not even gonna gather some thoughts into thinking who might that opponent be, but yeah,
it's gonna be Eugene. He's gonna come back when the
yes, book it, McMahon. Book it. No, I got an idea of who it should be, but I don't know.
That can wait until.
Yeah.
Let's leave that over there.
Okay, we'll leave that in this side. So yeah, Randy Orton wins. Moving on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match between the current champion Bayley and her opponent being Ember Moon, which is kind of an interesting matchup, so to speak. I like it. I've given this a little bit of thought, and for some reason, I would like to see Ember Moon win the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't know if that's just me, but Paul, what do you think?
This one's rough. Bayley's had a solid reign, but I think it's going to come to an end on Sunday. It's nothing against Ember. It's nothing against Bayley, rather. I just think it's Ember Moon's time, and if it's going to happen, it has to happen here.
Yeah, and to me, thinking about this, if either one of the two women's championships were to change hand, I think this would be the one. So, Dylan, what do you think?
I find this feud a little boring. I haven't really been interested in it. Probably because also it's a face versus face match, so it's kind of hard to be like, it's hard for fans to go behind one specific person because they like both. But I don't know. I feel they made this match because like finally Ember Moon's finally getting an opportunity, but for some part of me is thinking that WWE will not give Ember Moon the belt. So I'm saying that Bayley will retain this. She will retain the SmackDown Women's Championship.
They give her the opportunity, but WWE won't give her the chance. That's racist. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, jeez. No, but yeah, we'll move on to the second of the two women's championship matches. We'll talk about the Raw Women's Championship match, and that is between the hometown. Well, not really hometown because it's more of a country-based thing. It's Natalia.
It's practically hometown.
It's practically.
You know, it's like the Toronto Blue Jays, but they represent Manitoba. You know, it's.
Yes. So Natalia from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, going up against Becky Lynch, the current Raw Women's Champion. Again, this is not a personal thing, but I think Becky Lynch is going to retain. It is a submission match. I did forget to mention that. very important key stipulation in this matchup because we have the disarmer versus the sharpshooter. So, I mean, will we even see like that specific finisher for either one of the women in the match actually be the submission of the night, I guess, for the matchup, or I don't know. I don't know. I say Becky Lynch retains. It'll probably be from the disarmer finisher. So, you know what? Yeah. Well, what do you think?
I think for all the work that has been put in by Natalya, and I'm probably going to be the odd one out on this one, I think she deserves one more run with the title. I think ever since WrestleMania, Becky's has kind of been on a slight downslope to the point where people are not necessarily bored with her. They just... I think the fun with Becky was in the chase, and now that she had everything and then dropped it shortly after to Charlotte at Money in the Bank. But I think the fun with Becky was in the chase, and now that the chase is done, people are kind of like, okay, what's next? I think Natalya deserves one more run for all the years that she's put in. And I'm going to say that every time Natalya's in a title match. I realize this. I think I've said it every time Natalya's been in a title match on this show. So I think we're going to have one of those Canadian moments. Or, who knows, maybe we'll just have a redux of Montreal, have the Toronto screw job. Who knows? But either way, I think Natalya will be the new Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah, I like that prediction, and I will have to agree with you, of course, about the whole point of her putting all those years into the WWE, giving her another run with the title would be nice to see. Dylan, what do you think?
I also think, and now this is kind of like, because like you said one and Paul said the other, so it's like, oh, what will he say? I think Natalya is going to win the belt. I mean, Paul, I guess, hit it right on. He's basically said about Becky kind of sloping down. And I think a little hamster on the wheel that I won't discuss, but I think it is a good time for Becky to drop the belt now and move on to different things. And also, it will still get a huge, whether Becky or Natalya wins, it'll get a huge pop because people like Becky, but then you got Canadian. So
maybe that new thing will be SmackDown. Who knows? Maybe Becky will go to SmackDown after this.
Who goes after
yeah, so Natalya wins the belt.
All right.
And I think it's also because, Becky's, they've been working that injury with Becky. So I think, injury's too much. Natalya takes it.
Yeah, that's true, especially as we've seen this past week on Raw. That whole sharpshooter thing and Natalya not letting go. And obviously, it had to have re-aggravated that injury. There's no doubt about that. So we'll just see exactly what happens this Sunday at SummerSlam. Moving right along to the final matchup on the card that we know of right now, and that is the Universal Championship match between the current champion, Brock Lesnar, going up against the former champion and a slightly injured. When I say slightly,
his ribs resemble powder.
I say that very loosely because obviously, yes, he did go through some hellish things on Monday Night Raw. Let's just talk about that in a little bit. But yes, Seth Rollins is Brock Lesnar's opponent. Seth Rollins says he will be there in Toronto and he will beat Brock Lesnar. And I gotta give him credit. Him going up against Lesnar, we've seen it a couple times now. The last time that Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar, there was a few low blows. Obviously, some curb stomps in there. But I don't know where I lie with this matchup. I mean, Seth Rollins got his ass kicked on Monday Night Raw, like last week, I believe it was. I gotta say, him coming out this past week on Raw with the steel chair and, trying to put up a valiant effort was, good on him. But how much damage did that do to him in reality? Dylan, we'll start with you. Prediction on this matchup.
Brock Lesnar. I don't know. I find it's the same thing with Becky. The story of Seth Rollins chasing something is better than Seth Rollins being the champion. Especially this, I felt Seth Rollins' run as Universal Champion was very boring. I was very bored of everything he did. I feel not enough fire, straight fire, pun intended. He didn't really burn it down. I guess another pun intended. Yeah, Brock Lesnar, and he will probably hold the belt until Mania. So,
we'll move on to you now.
Well, I think Seth Rollins is going to put up an incredible fight. I think Seth Rollins is going to be one of the fixtures on SmackDown when it moves to Fox. But in order for that to happen, he has to come up short on Sunday. So I think we're all in agreement. As much as we don't want to say it, I think we all know that Brock Lesnar is probably going to retain here. And I'm not going to say he's going to hold on to it till Mania. I'll go as far as Survivor Series. But I don't think Mania. The Universal title, I don't think it can survive that long. With Brock only showing up a couple times in between, So I think the better option is Survivor Series. But as far as SummerSlam goes, Brock Lesnar retains.
Okay. And an interesting fact, I am on a website called, I don't know if it's liveabout.com or liveabout.com, but apparently Brock Lesnar's SummerSlam win-loss record is 4-1, so not too shabby. I will quickly scroll down to the S category and see.
His one loss was against Kurt Angle. Thought of that, that if that's what you're going to search up.
No, that was not what I was going to search up, but it doesn't look like they. Oh, yeah, Seth Rollins is currently 1-0 at SummerSlam, apparently.
You know what? Screw it. Seth Rollins is going to become the Undertaker of SummerSlam.
First of all, that's false because remember, Seth Rollins did lose to Finn Balor at SummerSlam in the inaugural Universal title match.
That's true, actually. That's true.
Right. Apparently, then, yeah.
Your website is full of lies.
Website is definitely full of
You have a website of lies.
All right. Well, I mean, all right. I don't know. I'll have to find a better.
Yeah, you have to find a better website.
This is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Anyways, I have to make a prediction for this matchup, and Paul basically said it. As much as and none of us want to really say it, but yeah, Brock Lesnar retains. As much as Seth Rollins, fights his hardest and puts up a good effort, but I think obviously the outcome, Brock Lesnar retains, and that's what we see ending off SummerSlam is Brock Lesnar, holding the championship high, basically with a smug look on his face, like, yeah, Seth Rollins, you put up a good fight, but still kicked your ass. Toronto will be the home of Suplex City. Basically, Seth Rollins is taking a very, very, very rough trip into Suplex City this Sunday. But that is basically it for the NXT TakeOver and SummerSlam predictions. I believe well, not really believe. I know there are many wrestling events happening this SummerSlam week or weekend, even leading up to. Paul, do you have any specific details you want to run through, or even while Dylan?
I've actually got nothing to plug. I would like to send out a thank you though to everyone who was at Resolution 9 in Niagara Falls on July 27th. It was an incredible show, and we couldn't have done it without all of your support. So thank you, and I look forward to Resolution 10.